So why are things the way they are? That's a good question. Why is the slider so narrow? Range, step. What is page? Ooh, oh yeah, sure. EXP edit. Value will be represented exponentially rather than linearly. Interesting. So anyway, I was thinking of like this slider will be like a percentage, right? Because that's typically what you do for audio levels for games. Container sizing, vertical, horizontal, fill, expand. That does nothing. Stretch ratio, input, theme, styles, no. Visibility, ordering, material. Wasn't there something that I needed to set here? Transform, size, X size, just like, can we set this directly? Layout mode. This node is a child of a container. It uses container properties for, okay, so maybe I'm missing something on the grid container. Columns 2. Container sizing. Horizontal. Fill. What am I forgetting here? Custom minimum size. X. Does nothing. Huh. Looks very odd. Open documentation. Horizontal slider that goes from left to right. The range-based control. And okay, great. Oh yeah, sure. Oh, I see. Close. Let's close all this stuff down, and let's go back to our mixer scene. And then go back to this view. There we go. Okay. What's going on? Again, forgetting that there's basically different modes, right? 2D, 3D script. I was in script. I wanted to be in 2D so I could see the screen. So grid container. Is there... centric container. Full rect. Right, so we have the node. We have centric container. Out here. VBox container. Wait, what is... oh yeah, color rect. Right, that's this. Which is just positioned to be a background. Okay. VBox container. Container sizing. Alignment. Sure. Ah, something did change, although I don't care about that. What does expand do? Nothing? Okay. None of these things do anything. And there's something I feel like I've read or saw in a tutorial that would tell me what I need to do. Theme overrides, icons, styles, visibility, ordering. Scrollable. What's scrollable do? Okay, if true, the value can be changed using the mouse wheel. That's kind of nice. Let's use that. Rounded. True value will be always rounded to the nearest integer. On. Allow greater or lesser. No. Yeah, but that doesn't do anything. Okay, it's Googling time because nothing is really occurring to me. Godot, H slider, size, expand, grid. Okay, those are words. Hey, this is like what I'm trying to do. So how did they do that? Right, so they have a grid with a label and an H slider. Why would they need separate containers though? So cool. The question, so why? Why? So if I just get rid of the center and it's just the VBox container. What if I get rid of the VBox container and the grid is directly on the root? Can I undo? Good. All right. Hey, Burrito VA, thanks for the follow.
Burrito VA just followed.
We hit the follower goal of 300 followers that seemed like a nice objective.
We reached our followers goal of 300. Thank you, everyone.
We did it. And the Frosty Tools comment, let's wrap up some code like a tasty burrito. We are not making a monad. Well, I appreciate it. Welcome in. How's your Sunday morning been going? If it is in fact Sunday and morning for you, wherever you are. All right. Exciting. Just double checking. Yeah, so we have a slider and it has no width, and it's really 44,662 lines of code is how you're doing. That's a decent number of lines of code. Is that for a game? Or is that number in reference to something? For a Ren'Py visual novel? Wait, have I heard of Ren'Py? Ren'Py? Yeah, okay, visual novel engine. Cool, cool, cool. That feels like a lot of lines of code for a visual novel. Somewhere along the lines of like 20 to 21, I broke everything. Yeah. Took 7 hours to figure out where I missed the space. So yeah, those are the worst. It's like, oh, there's a typo in one place somewhere. Reynolds' last PR was add 9,000, remove 7,000. Yeah. I feel like I've had a lot of PRs with like huge numbers of lines changed, but they're all like package JSON, package lock files and stuff. So very misleading on that front. But, yeah, that is a lot of stuff to be changing all at once. Hopefully there was a rhyme to it. Refactoring, yeah. Well, I hope you had some good unit tests then. No, yeah, exactly. Okay, I guess I'll go back to Googling then. Using containers, there's a tutorial. Okay, let's try Godot H slider. Too small. There we go. That's the problem. Slider component doesn't work well together with label. You basically cut the latency of the service by more than half. Nice. Okay, so they're using an HBox container with a label and a slider. Besides the slider component preview, though, sure. Min width. Where is min width? Width. No, min. Custom minimum size. Can we? I'm not even selecting the slider. Here we go. Custom minimum size. Hooray! We have. Let's go for like at least 200. Okay. Run the scene. What does that look like? Ignore the background. Okay. The gradations there are kind of weird. Stop it. What if I got rid of the steps? Oh, I thought that would do that. I'll leave it at 1. Oh, tick count? Aha, okay, let's get rid of that then. And that. Cool. Alright, it's a start. That's interesting though. Hold on. So if I play this again, like in the preview. So why is this over here? Okay, let's figure out the color rect maybe should be inside of the center container. No. How do I make this so that the center container has a background? Maybe I should use theme things. Transform, focus, input. Oh, material. Let's do new canvas item material. Okay. Can we do that? And get rid of the color rect. And then, sure. Can I save? Let's do like dialogue background. I feel like there's probably a way to do this in the theme, maybe? Maybe I'll go look there in a second. Let me do this first. Materials. I feel like this is not what I want anyway. Let's bail on this whole idea. Let's do something else. Yep, remove. Go back to here. Revert that. Select our theme. Yeah. Oh, it's a bot. Goodbye, bot. And all right, and what did Brainless say? Team had made a bad choice when they were starting that. It feels relatable and common, and they are all new developers, even more so then. And they decided to convert every payload received, usually camel case string, to snake case atom keys, because we're talking about like an elixir, right? Causing a larger overhead, which was not needed. That's fair. Makes sense. So, just not doing the conversion then? Cut latency in half, I'm guessing, is where that's going. So, our theme. We have a theme somewhere. Wherever I saved it. Oh, in assets. Sure. Okay, so I guess I could do like sensor container. Nope. That is a big problem with the response from one service returns a 10 megabyte payload. It's called between 1 to 6 times in an async manner, so there can be 60 megabytes of data being converted in one operation. That is potentially a lot of stuff, depending on the exact composition of your payload. Oh, I can create a new custom type. Interesting. Do I want to use a panel? That's a thing, right? It's a style box. See also panel container. So panel container keeps its child controls within the area of a style box. So instead of, or in addition to, the panel, the center container. So hold that thought. What was the deal with the center container? The center container is a container that keeps all of its child controls in its center at their minimum size. At their minimum size. Is this fundamentally the issue? Is that, what if I change the type of this to like a panel container? Then it's very big. What if I said, hey, you know, can I just explicitly anchor sense? Oh, okay, cool. And then we just add padding. Let's call this panel container. I don't want to overwrite all. Can I just see the settings? Interesting. What does that do? Okay. Interesting. Maybe I just need to do panel. Maybe I'll just leave that as is and do things some other way. Maybe like the panel container, does it have position base layout? No, because then it will be fixed. I do want anchor. And we'll do center, yeah. Transform. Theme overrides. Okay, I see. Okay, I think I'm gonna create a new folder called theme. And we're gonna move theme into that folder.
He was impressed by the loveliness of her hair, her soft blue eyes,
and then we'll open this again. And I'm gonna figure out how to do this. So I guess what I need to do is I need to override item. And then create a new style box flat.
I'm afraid I can't say.
Okay. And then save it as. I'm gonna save that inside a theme. I'm gonna call this panel. Okay, cool. And if I click that, we get this. All right, cool. Let's just take the existing color from here. There we go. Do we have padding? This is really what I'm after. Corner radius, expand margins. Okay, maybe like 10. 10. Okay, cool. So if I go to panel container, yeah, it's the theme. I guess maybe I need to save it. Maybe figuring it out as I go. I was hoping that would be sufficient. Let's try to go back to panel container. Add and quick load. Okay, so that did work. It needed to be specifically overridden for panel container. Cool. Also, I'm just noticing there's this add preview button, so presumably we can make other like mocked UIs that we would then be able to visualize what it looked like when we edit the theme. Okay, so before I get too distracted with this whole theme thing, let's finish the rest of this. We're gonna make a FX volume label. That's weird. Yeah. Nope. And music. I can type, I swear. All right, let's call this master volume. Slider. FX. Slider. Let's see, how do I... Okay, there we go. Copy. FX, volume slider, there we go. Music, volume slider. Okay. And then change the labels. And music. And let's not be redundant here. We'll add a new label. Audio setting. Horizontal alignment center. Vertical alignment center. Does nothing. Top. Does nothing. Okay, good enough. Now, of course, this UI doesn't do anything yet. But before we move on, I think what I will do is I'm going to go back to key bindings. And we're going to make some adjustments there. Because I've learned things. The center container is going to be replaced with a panel container. And we'll switch this to center. There we go. And then we can get rid of the color rect. And I think I do want this to be a lighter color. There we go. That's nice. Okay. All right, back to the mixer scene. So take a look at persistence as a script. Replace the word key map with audio levels. For a start. And we don't have this interaction with the input map. So instead we just call load key map. Except it's going to be audio levels. Yep. Okay, so if there is not a file that exists at this path, we call save audio levels to save out what is going to be an MD dictionary. Yeah, we need to set this to something first. Incorrect. We'll have a so we'll have a master that is 1.0. We'll do 100. Music and effects. There we go. And we could add UI and maybe like dialogue and other things depending on the game. But we'll start here. So we need something in audio levels so that when load audio levels is called, if there isn't a file, it saves it out, and so we have initial values. So we write out that dictionary and save audio levels. We'll come back to that. And then we open the file, we get it, we close the file, And then we don't need to do any of this. We'll just do this to read from the file. Save audio levels will open for write access, store var audio levels in the file and close it. This file is based on not exactly this file anymore. It's not key persistence because we transformed it a little bit. Okay, so next step is to go into the project settings, globals. We are going to find the file in UI, mixer, persistence, add it. So that will invoke that'll load that node when the game starts. So it'll load from the settings file. If it exists, and if it doesn't exist, it'll create it with some initial everything maxed settings. Then in our script, we have on done button pressed. Is there anything else we need to do? We need something that's going to call save audio levels. Here's a question. In key bindings, in the so we have key persistence.gd. We have a save key map. What calls that? Oh, I see. So the button, when you change things, does that. Okay, cool. How do I want to do this? So there is a value changed signal on the sliders. I can have my mixer script have a function that handles the value being changed for each slider. Think about how I want to do this. I want to rename this file, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because this is going to be a reference to other places. So we're going to say mixer persistence. And so I think we already observed that when we're in our project settings, okay, it doesn't update the name, which means I guess technically I could have left it called, I could just have had it be called persistence and give it the name mixer persistence, but that's fine. Okay, so I think I know what I want to do. So in mixer.gd, we're going to have a function that's on master volume slider value changed. Cute. All right. I want to say mixer persistence dot audio levels. That's something. What did I call it? Master. Let me double check something really quick. So GD script reference. Dictionaries? How do you work? Okay, not clickable. refreshing. Okay, so we do, it's the same as Python. We use square brackets to address a key inside of a dictionary. Bracket syntax can be used to access properties of any object, not just dictionaries. Keep it in mind. But we can also use dot to access the contents of a dictionary. We don't have to use square brackets. Okay. Which is different than Python. Okay, so dot master equals value. So I think this is what I want to do. I'm just going to create a handler function for each of the sliders that will be different. And the other thing that we need to do though, so the mixer persistence doesn't actually interface with our mixer. That is our audio bus stuff. How do we get access to this? Sure. Okay, back to the docs. So, back to audio buses. So how do I... Okay, so default bus layout. Default bus layout is automatically saved. Okay, cool. Play back audio through a bus, adding effects, automatic bus rearrangement. If I want to change the levels, how does one do that? I'm not interested in reading about audio streams. Audio effects. Maybe from audio effects I can read something that will tell me how to access the audio buses from the scripts. Nope. Let's go back to here. Playback of audio. Oh, sure. Nope. This is where I find out that the thing I assume I could do doesn't work. So, GD script, change audio level, bus volume. There we go. Adjust. Audio server get bus index. Okay. Yeah. Might work. So audio mixer, audio server dot set bus volume linear. Okay, and it takes a bus index and a volume linear. So bus and value. And hold on, that linear value is a float. Interesting. Can you tell me more about set bus volume linear? Godot. Here we go. Okay, set with the result of linear to dB. Converts from linear energy to decibels. Since volume is not normally linear, this can be used to implement volume sliders that behave as expected. Okay. So it's a value from 0 to 1. So we want to divide the value by 100. 0.0. And var bus equals. Yeah, we can do that. Sure. Is it called master? Probably. Yeah, master sound effects music. Okay, cool. All right, so now we just need to do this 2 more times, right? So on music volume slider, on effects volume slider changed. Let's see, but what did I actually call it? I called it sound effects Y. Effects. There we go. All right. Cool. And music matches up with this. Cool. And effects music master, which is matching up with this. So theoretically, if I play this scene, then I can look at audio, and then I can do nothing. I was kind of hoping that I would actually see the values here change, but that might not be true. Oh. I haven't hooked up the signal yet. So that does nothing. Right. Okay, so signals for the sliders. Value changed. Connect. So we're gonna pick script methods only this time. I don't see it. It's like maybe I didn't save the file. No, I did. Value float, value changed, void. Oh, it's the wrong script. So detach the script, and we attach a new script, which is the script we already have, called Vixer. Cool. That was the issue. All right, so now if I go here, double click, we pick, and then we have, okay, this is the master one. So on master, okay, connect, cool. Go here, like this, pick. So this is effects, connect, and then this one, music, connect, and then if I run the scene, it'd be even cooler if I could actually see it happening on the thing. But I'm not holding my breath. I suspect that might not be connected. I guess what we'll have to do is let's just play the game. Oh, right. We need actually, here's a question. So that should persist, right? So if I run the current scene, did it save the settings? No. Should it have? Stop. Oh right, we're not connecting the persists back to the sliders though? Yeah, okay. One last thing to do. So in the mixer, on ready, yeah, we could do something like this. But if we're gonna do this, why did we bother using signals? I mean, it's fine. Otherwise, what? I would have to attach a script to the sliders and then do something I could have. Nah, I think this is better this way. So I don't think I need. Maybe I do need to do this, right? Because Yeah, okay. So we'll do that. We'll get the audio levels from mixer persistence. We'll set the sliders to the appropriate values, and then we will adjust the audio, the buses to be those values as well. Yeah, that'll be fine. Womp womp. Okay. So I think what I need to do here is I need to actually do like on ready and grab each of the sliders instead of doing it here because, well, instead of directly accessing them because they may not be ready when ready is called. Music volume slider. Effects volume slider. And then yeah. I don't know if there's any benefit of like looking up the indexes of the buses once and saving it. Or, you know, potentially doing things like maybe taking, like parameterizing the names of the buses as well. I mean, I think there's a bunch of things you could do, but I'm not gonna. Okay, invalid assignment of property or key value with type of float on a base object of type null instance on line 14. So master volume. Okay, master volume slider is what I called it. Line 14. So we're trying to set a range's value. Interesting. So potentially, we don't even want to do this part because if we set value, it's going to trigger the signal, which is going to set the bus for us. Now, what was this error? Invalid assignment of property or key value with value of type float on a base object of type null instance. So master volume slider was null, but doesn't this on ready? So we are in the script. Oh, right, because it's not direct. Right. It's a path, right? It's panel container, VBox container, grid container down to here. It's not directly on it. So I can either put the path which, hey, you know, it's here, right? Why? Oh, wrong mode. So I could do that. The other thing I could do, I guess, maybe is like export a var on the script, and that would allow me on this node to like have an input, and I could link the slider to this node. Which would make more sense for like reusable things, but this might be fine. Let's stop it and run the scene, and hopefully it doesn't work. So line 16. So I have something wrong. Grid container FX volume slider is actually called FX volume slider because no reason. FX volume slider. Hey, Twerk. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Easter, friends. Spend the time with your loved ones. Find those eggs. Much love. Is it Easter? That could be true. It's not really my thing, but if that is a good excuse to spend time with friends and family, then why not? Okay, well, it loads. You're my friend. We're all friends here. How have you been at work? I think it's been a little while since you stopped by. Hope things have been going well. Doesn't look like this changes things here. That could still be fine. Let's stop this and run it again. Does it load the values? No. That's too bad. Let's try adding some debugging. Add some prints here with those values and run the scene. Long list of friends, yes indeed. Okay, so this is interesting. So when it loads up, it thinks it's 100. I wonder if I can... oh, we're not calling the thing to save the... So we're setting the levels, but we're not calling save audio levels on the persistence, and we need to do that. Every time we change one of the values, we need to save it out. And that's what we're missing. So now if I run the scene and I change the level of various things, and then we stop and run the scene again, it should load with those previous settings. Excellent. I don't see a change here, but that may just be because it doesn't reflect like live settings. So I think the last thing for us to do is, well, actually, I think maybe we can run the game and see if it's, I guess, see if it's quieter. There we go. We can see the yeah, hard to tell if the audio is any different. Let's what are we gonna do? Good luck, friend. Have to jump further. Indeed. Thank you for stopping by. I hope your day goes well. Let's go back to the main menu. A menu. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Scenes. Main menu? Yeah, so we'll add a new thing here. We're gonna duplicate. I guess I could just do Control D. This is gonna be our mixer button. This will be like audio. There we go. And how does this all work? Excuse me. Oh yeah, so there's a pressed signal that goes to on key bindings button press. Cool. So we'll do the same thing here. We will disconnect this, and we'll create a new connection on mixer button pressed connect, which will make a new function for us. And this is going to do something like, well, we're going to have a onReady mixer scene, UI mixer.tscn. Yep. And we're going to do the same thing we do on key bindings button pressed of getting that scene, instantiating it, and adding the mixer to the tree. And so when I save all this and run the game, let's see if we can see this before the break. Audio. What if I just turn off the effects? Leave this fully up. Start. So no effects. Aw, okay, so that didn't work. We're gonna figure that out after the break. I'll be back in just a few minutes, and we'll keep going.